a WikiVidi Documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. Dynasty, 2017 TV series. Dynasty is an American primetime television soap opera reboot based on the 1980s series of the same name. Developed by Josh Schwartz, Stephanie Savage, and Sallie Patrick, the new series stars Grant Show as Blake Carrington, Nathalie Kelley as his new wife Cristal Flores Carrington, Elizabeth Gillies as Blake's daughter Fallon, and James Mackay as his son Stephen. The pilot, which was announced in September 2016, was ordered to series in May 2017. Dynasty premiered on October 11, 2017, on the CW in the United States, and on Netflix internationally a day later. On November 8, 2017, the CW picked up the series for a full season of 22 episodes. Premise: Dynasty begins with heiress Fallon Carrington unhappy to find her billionaire father Blake engaged to Cristal, a rival employee at the family company. When Fallon's machinations to separate the couple backfire and cost her a promotion, she allies with Blake's nemesis and former employee, Jeff Colby, and strikes out on her own. Meanwhile, the arrival of Cristal's opportunistic nephew Sam, who becomes romantically involved with Fallon's wayward brother Stephen, threatens to expose her shady past. The Carringtons form a united front in the wake of the suspicious death of Cristal's former lover, but things at the mansion do not remain harmonious for long. The reboot updates several elements from the 1980s original, including moving the setting from Denver, Colorado to Atlanta, Georgia, making Stephen's homosexuality a non-issue to Blake, and changing gold digger Sammy Joe from a woman to a gay man. Additionally, in the new series, both Blake's fiancée and her nephew are Hispanic, and both chauffeur Michael Culhane and the Colby family are African American. Development. In September 2016, it was announced that a reboot of the 1980s primetime soap opera Dynasty was in development at the CW, co-written by Josh Schwartz, Stephanie Savage, and Sallie Patrick. Savage said, "All of us have worked on shows that owe a huge debt to Dynasty, so it's kind of in our writing DNA to do this show." The trio discussed what they found unique and attractive about the original series, and how best to preserve those elements in an update. They also met with Richard and Esther Shapiro, the creators of Dynasty, who were ultimately attached as producers. Schwartz said, "We are definitely living in an age of dynasties. Whether it's the Trumps or the Clintons, or the Kardashians or the Murdochs, our news is filled with the worlds of family dynasties, and that was exciting for us." Savage added, "When we first sat down with the Shapiros to talk about rebooting the show, they talked a lot about family. No matter the villainous things that they did, they never stopped loving each other. I think we took that core concept, and then just talked about how to place the idea in the historical context of our day." Patrick noted that the 1980s series was progressive for its time, dealing with issues like race, women in the workplace, and gay acceptance. She said, "We're trying to figure out how do we respect what that show was doing then and pushing it even farther in our version." The new series finds heiress Fallon Carrington facing off against her soon-to-be stepmother Cristal, a Hispanic woman. Patrick said, "It was important to me as a working woman to have two women fighting over the future of the dynasty." Schwartz said of the rival characters. Patrick said, "We knew in our version, 2017, we wanted Stephen's conflict with Blake to be not about him being gay, but about him being liberal." Savage noted, "With Stephen Carrington out and proud, it makes sense for Sammy Joe to be a man." Patrick said in August 2017 that Blake's first wife Alexis would be introduced during the first season, but that the role had yet to be cast. Schwartz noted, "We do refer to her a lot. We're building up the spirit of Alexis. She's definitely there in the other characters." The role was cast with Nicolette Sheridan in November 2017. The setting was also moved from Denver to Atlanta, in part because of Atlanta's diversity. Schwartz called the city a realistic location of this family to be based out of, noting that the Shapiros had arbitrarily picked Denver for the original series and were not creatively attached to it. Patrick said that Atlanta is a super diverse population and a great mixture, where there is conflict between old money and new money. Kelley said, This modern version represents a more current picture of what's happening in America. The diversity of the cast really represents that. In the update, chauffeur Michael Culhane and the Colby family are African American. Also, Cristal's Venezuelan origins will allow the show to explore the current geopolitics of that country. Patrick said that Episode 7, A Taste of Your Own Medicine, brings to a head so many of the stories that we've been slowly building. It hits the tone of the show perfectly, she added. The episode titles are lines of dialogue from the original series, in addition to reworked characters and plot lines. The reboot contains multiple visual homages to the 1980s series, including props and wardrobe. The pilot was filmed in Atlanta. On May 10, 2017, the Dynasty reboot received a series order at the CW. A preview trailer was released on May 18, 2017. On November 8, 2017, the CW picked up the series for a full season of 22 episodes. Casting: Nathalie Kelley was cast as Cristal in January 2017, followed by Elizabeth Gillies as Fallon, Sam Adigok as Playboy Jeff Colby, and Robert Christopher Riley as Blake's chauffeur Michael Culhane in February. Next cast were Grant Show as Fallon's father Blake Carrington, and Rafael de la Fuente as Sam Jones, a gay male version of the original series Sammy Joe Carrington, in March. The remaining main cast members are James Mackay as Fallon's gay brother Stephen, and Alan Dale as Carrington Majordomo Anders. Additional recurring performers include Nick Wexler as Cristal's ex-love Matthew Blaisdell, Brianna Brown as Matthew's wife Claudia, and Wakima Hollis as Jeff's sister Monica Colby. In November 2017, Nicolette Sheridan was cast in the role of Blake's ex-wife Alexis Carrington. Other guest stars include Elena Tovar as Iris Machado, Cristal's sister and Sam's mother, Bill Smitrovich as Thomas Carrington, Blake's estranged father, and Hakeem Kaikazim as Cecil Colby, Jeff and Monica's father. Music: the pilot includes a flashback of a young Stephen playing the original Dynasty theme by Bill Conti on piano. An updated, 15 seconds version debuted as an opening credits sequence in the 1980s themed third episode, Guilt is for Insecure People, but is only used in some episodes. Composer Paul Leonard Morgan worked with Troy Noka to get an 80s rock vibe for the song, to match Leonard Morgan's soundtrack for the series. The new theme was recorded with an orchestra at Capitol Records in Hollywood, featuring Los Angeles Philharmonic lead trumpet player Tom Hooton. Broadcast: Dynasty premiered on the CW in the United States on October 11, 2017, with the Season 2 premiere of Riverdale as its lead-in. Netflix acquired the exclusive international broadcast rights to Dynasty, making it available as an original series on the platform less than a day after their original U.S. broadcast. Leslie Moonves, the head of CBS Corporation, said in 2017, "We own 100% of Dynasty, and we've already licensed it to Netflix in 188 countries. So this means Dynasty is profitable before it even hits the air." Critical response: the review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes reported a 53% approval rating with an average rating of 6.61 based on 40 reviews. The website's consensus reads, "Dynasty's revival retains enough of its predecessors' over-the-top allure to offer a glamorous guilty pleasure in its first season, even if it never quite recaptures the magic of the original." Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned a score of 52 out of 100 based on 17 critics, indicating mixed or average reviews. Chris Harnick of E! Online called the pilot soapy and fun, adding that the series is a worthy heir to the original show, and Josh Schwartz and Stephanie Savage's previous offering Gossip Girl and the OC Adweek called the pilot inferior to Gossip Girl and the original Dynasty, but suggested that its pairing with Riverdale could provide audiences a guilty pleasure double feature. Tierney Brooker of E!Online dubbed Kelley this season's breakout star, with Gillies hot on her Louboutin heels. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?